and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Sure, would you call the roll, please?
Cruz. Here. Williams.
Here.
Chinsky.
Here.
Bonaski.
Here.
Okay, the meeting agenda for tonight includes under department and committee reports, item A, the water department report, the wage term monthly report. Item B is the fire department report. C is the office of the zoning administrator. D is the planning commission, and we have a adoption of the ordinance to amend the zoning ordinance for the utility grid wind energy conversion systems that we need to consider approving tonight. Under item E, the building and grounds committee, and there we have some estimates for new tires, actually winter tires for the township truck that we need to review and consider. Item F is the elections committee. Item G, PEG commission. H, the sewer project. Under new business, item A is consideration of approval by resolution of a one-year standard lighting contract with Consumers Energy effective June 1st of 2014. Does anyone have anything else to add to the meeting agenda? Okay, I've got three things, and I put information for two of those in front of you. I would like to add item B, consideration of the bid from Northern Pump and Well for the repairs on our Well House 2 motor. Item C, I put some information out in front of you. There's been a request for street abandonment, the west end of 27th Street. And also what I put there for your information was the road commission policy concerning road abandonments. And then item, well, actually, I guess since DDA did on me tonight, I'm not going to add item B because it concerns Christmas decorations, and I want to discuss it there first. And, so I would like to add items B and C then to
Under new business.
Under new business. And if no one has anything else to add to the agenda, I would entertain a motion for approval of the meeting agenda.
So move. Support.
Motion by Cruz, support by Hachinsky for approving the meeting agenda. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next, consideration of the approval of the consent agenda. On the consent agenda in front of you tonight, you have item A, the minutes of the regular board meeting from September 2nd. Also the minutes of the closed session held on September 2nd. Item C, the financial report. Item D, approval of the township general fund expenditures, including the fire department expenditures. Those are checks 31631 through 31726. Accounts payable totaling $29,782.60. Payroll totaling $15,392.74 for a total expenditure of $45,175.34. Item E is approval of the water department expenditure checks 2037 through 2044 totaling $15,723.54. Item F is approval for board members and the zoning administrator to attend a Michael Myers Beckett and Jones workshop titled 8th Municipal Law Seminar in Grand Rapids on 10/2/14 at no charge. And item G is approval for planners and zoning administrator to attend the MSU Extension Training Program titled Accumulated Junk Community Cleanup p.m. That will be held in Manistee on October 15th at a cost of $50 to $55 per person. And under communications and announcements, we have the report from District Health, number 10, our beach monitoring results. And also item B, you have a letter from Jack Van Colbering from the law firm Bloom, Sluggett, Morgan regarding the Colbert Township's electric generating plant tax tribunal case. I'm sorry, I didn't read that under the, that should have been under.
Well, you're
Did I
reading
read that
communications,
under? Yeah.
We did a motion for the consent agenda.
Yeah. Any questions, additions, deletions on the consent agenda? If not, then I'll entertain a motion.
A motion to approve it.
Support.
Motion by Skira, support by Williams to approve the consent agenda. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Public comment? Any public comment tonight?
Yes, I was wondering if you could tell us what the policy is the township has now for protection of private information that's a public record in Township Hall?
We're dealing with that in court right now, but we've been advised by our attorney to redact social security numbers, VA claim numbers, that sort of thing, personally identifiable information.
Do you
And
have,
that has been done, and those are locked away now.
okay, but does the township have a policy for the future with this same thing? The veterans have to file every year, you know, for the exemption, so we're just wondering if the protection is going to move forward.
My feeling on that is that we're waiting until the outcome of this court case, and then we will develop a policy for that, to take care of that, yes.
Okay. And is there going to be any penalties for the veterans for summer taxes that haven't been paid before the board of review or the tax tribunal?
I guess we were advised at the last meeting not to comment on that. So we'll wait till the dust clears when the court case is settled, and then we'll deal with that.
Well, it'd be nice to know if we're going to be hit with penalties for not paying on time. I mean, while the case is told, I mean, obviously, I have to go in front of the tax tribunal at the end of October. So I just want to know if my taxes are going to be penalized. I'm going to have to pay interest on it.
Yeah, does anybody else have anything to add? Okay. Any other public comment?
I believe it was July's meeting we were at, and you said that the terms were expiring for Board of Review members, is that correct? It was coming up due in December again?
December, yes.
What is the process for applying for a Board of Review position?
I believe that will be publicized in the paper, and then
Is this
we
public?
accept applications.
So when does that get publicized, and where do you get the applications here, or how do you go about doing that?
Sure, you want to answer?
Generally, what we do for any terms that expire is publicize it in the paper.
When do they expire, ma'am?
I think
I think it's
those
following
expire the
December.
end of
Yeah,
December,
end of December, following.
but I'm not certain.
Right.
But we publicize in plenty of time, so we have a chance to get people to send in applications, and the board has a chance to act on it in a timely fashion as well.
So
not that,
December, we should
have-
see, in December sometime, we should see a notice in the paper
I would say it will be before that.
before that, okay. Now, as far as qualifications, is there training or some kind of educational requirements for these board members?
That generally, I really don't know about that,
Okay.
because different boards and commissions have different requirements. so I couldn't tell you from here, without looking up.
Who would know though? Who would I ask to find out?
Lynn could help you probably. You would
Lynn?
call Lynn, our secretary. She could look back at what the ad read in the past and give you some idea.
Lynn Couriers is in the
Right.
office daily. And we do attend training, it's offered, I
Nothing is
believe in
required.
January. It's not required, but
No.
yeah, it's offered through MTA and through Michigan Tax Commission.
Okay, thank you.
So the terms are 2 year for whoever sets on the tax board?
I'm not sure, I gotta look
Lynn
that
would know
up to see if there's overlapping terms.
Okay, well, in the meeting minutes for February 19th, 18th, 19th, you all nominated each other to be on the tax board again. Mr. Walker nominated Jack Paul nominated Betty Allen nominated Dave Kaminsky, and it passed without any comment or any,
You talking about in 2000?
this year, 2014. I have the meeting minutes.
Well, I know of one term that's expiring, so. Yeah, I guess the best thing would be to contact the office and ask Lynn. She would have that information, whose terms are up. Any other public comment? Vicki?
Hi, I'm Vicki Sheffield, Executive Director of the Manistee Recreation Association. And I just wanted to come before you tonight to, I guess, personally thank you for your continued support, both financially and in terms of volunteers, our coaches, referees, everybody that helps run our organization and make all the programs happen. I just wanted to say thank you to the Filer board, because we certainly couldn't continue to do what we're doing without all the support of the townships, the city, and the county. I also wanted to, if you aren't aware, I am stepping down at the end of this year, and our board is doing a search right now. They're in the midst of a search for a new director, and I'm confident that we're going to have someone in place by the end of the year. We've had many excellent candidates that have submitted for that. In the process, what I've been doing is working out the programming. We always plan ahead. So we actually are planned out through fall of next year already. So it should be a relatively smooth transition, and I would hope that Filer would continue on to support what the MRA has been doing for 72 years. That's all I wanted to tell you. And I do have a couple brochures for the office.
Okay.
With our current program.
Thank you, Vicki. Yeah. Any other public comment?
The state tax commission sent the board a letter strongly recommending the replacement of the tax board. Is that something that's going to happen, or is that not an issue anymore?
Well, I'm just going to say this. They had a number of recommendations in that they did not have the power to do. We found out just recently from the deputy clerk of the tax commission, who's been in that position for some time, since the 90s. And so I guess, as far as I'm concerned, they were overstepping their bounds in a number of areas.
And the tax board didn't overstep their bounds when they made the decisions that they made with the veterans?
No.
Really? Okay. I have to call the state and see what they have to say.
So,
You might want to talk to Peter Kopke. Ask to talk to him. He's the deputy clerk of the state tax commission, or the tax tribunal, Michigan.
So you're saying when we appealed to the tax tribunal, that's not an avenue for us?
Yes, it is. It is.
Well,
And
if they have no power to do that, then why do we appeal?
the tax tribunal has the power to.
I thought you just said that they did it, okay.
No, the tax commission.
Okay. I got it mixed
told
up.
us to deal with them at the July board review, which was incorrect.
Okay, all right.
The action we took was to petition the tax tribunal to recognize those, to overturn them at the tax tribunal, and we were told we couldn't do that, which is what we should have done according to this Mr. Peter Kopke, is the way it should have been dealt with.
So are you saying that you support the Board of Review's decision to not approve of the tax exemptions?
We were told that the Board of Review had the power to grant or deny tax
So you're
exemptions
saying
as they
that
normally
there's-
do, and then the next step in the process is to appeal to the tax tribunal.
And they did that based on their personal feelings of what they saw of the veterans around town.
I'm not going to comment on that. We're not
Well,
gonna
if it's in the
enter-
newspaper, Betty Allen made a very bold statement about it in the newspaper, so
Okay.
seems like it's something that should be an issue, you know.
And you're entitled to your opinion.
Well,
I appreciate.
And you're saying that the state doesn't have any authority to recommend or tell you to replace the tax form?
I don't know that they do. I don't know that they do or that they don't. But what they told us, the action they told us to take, we were told they did not have that authority. Anyone else? Okay, then let's move into department and committee reports. You have the water department report from Wade Trim. And I guess it will come up under new business, but I think everybody's aware now that our well house 2 is down, is not pumping, and needs work done on it, so we'll deal with that under new business. Item B, fire department, Ron?
As of last month, we had 17 calls for service. 13 of those were medical. We had 2 structure fires in our township. We had 1 structure fire mutilated the city and 1 car accident. We also have an issue with the roof in our heating system. The attached to your report is a quote to replace or to put the tabs on the roof to stop the snow from sliding down in front of the doors. We got a quote about 4 years ago, 5 years ago, from another company that was over $5,000. At that time, we decided not to do it because of the expense. It's gotten to the point now where we have to put shovels outside of the building. We have a call for an emergency, we have to shovel our way in. So that's an issue. The other issue is that the snow has damaged the exhaust on our heating system at the roof level. And while we did notice that there was some venting in the vent, when the system started up this year, all of the exhaust is not going out properly. It's causing condensation in the venting inside of the building, and we now have water coming out of the exhaust from the heating system. Mr. Williams is going to deal with that when he takes care of the heating. But we need to put the roof tabs on to stop that snow from sliding off at the speed that it does in the weight that crushes those vents at the top. They're a circular vent with an air space in between, and what it's doing is it crushes down the top of the vent onto the stovepipe, and then the proper airflow will come out of the vent. So this quote will, this work will deal with those 2 issues.
Ron, is this bid here, is that to do pretty much the same thing that your bid of 5 years or so
Yes,
was? Wow.
and it's quite a difference in the cost. This gentleman lives in our township. And in fact, I believe he lives in Oak Hill. I'm not familiar with him. Logan Scarra knows him, and he's the one who talked to him and had him come and I asked him to go ahead and have the guy come and give us a quote. And this is the price that he came up with. And if you go by the building, Mr. Cruz and Mr. Williams came over. I showed them what the situation was. It's, all of our venting is on the west end of the building. And if you go by and look at it, you can see where those are damaged, especially on the north side, more so than on the south side. But these would be, I believe, pretty close to identical to those that they have on the bungalow over the south side of their building by their parking lot. And I've noticed over the winter that they work pretty well for that, to keep that snow from sliding off.
So with that water that comes in, doesn't it, to your heating system?
Is it what?
Your vent system, you have water?
It's right now, it comes out, it comes to an elbow, and then it runs out onto the inside of the building at the elbow. If it didn't, if it went in further, what it would do is it would get to that heating pipe and come out of there. And then it runs out to, right now runs out on a workbench. We clean SCBA.
Well, I know this company is very busy. They do a lot of work all around the area. I see them working a lot, and I've heard good things.
What do they want right there? That place right there, what do you got?
Will those vents have to be replaced or repaired?
Yes. What it's done is it's rusted there's galvanized pipe and they've rusted the inside of the building now. I don't know if all of them have to be replaced. The end caps will all have to be replaced. And the one where most of the water is running now has to be replaced on the inside. I don't know that all of them need to be replaced. Just that one I know for sure does.
Galvanized, like ductwork type pipe?
Yeah, it's just a 4-inch galvanized pipe.
Well, what are they gonna do, shorten them, Ronnie?
No, they can't shorten them. In order for it to vent properly, it has to be out that far.
Outside of the overhang?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
that's why we want the roof tabs to hold that snow up there. I mean, you'll still get some, but you won't get those big pieces of heavy wet snow that we get now. The only time as soon as the snow comes out, it hits that round roof, and that's when it starts to come off.
yeah.
Ron, you have a copy of their liability insurance?
Of their liability insurance, I do not at this time.
Okay, so
We would have to have that before they did the work.
are you looking for us to approve this bid contingent upon that, or?
Yes,
Okay.
if I can. We'd like to get that done before the weather
Right.
gets in.
Well, let's get them some money, we gotta do something. Can't leave it the way it is.
Are you making a motion yet to approve this
Yes,
bid?
we gotta do it.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Here we are. And that's contingent upon them producing liability insurance. Okay, we have a motion by Williams, support by Kolmaski, to approve the bid from Affordable Quality Construction to install the 6 feet of snow stop to both sides of the fire hall at a cost of $2,625, and that is contingent upon them having proof of liability insurance. Any discussion? Shirley, do you want to call the roll?
Kalinowski,
Yes.
Jachinsky,
Yeah.
Williams,
Yes.
Scarra,
Yes.
Cruz.
Yes.
Walker?
Yes.
Paul? Yes.
Thank you. And I will get that, contact them, get the liability insurance, proof of liability. Also, Halloween is coming up. We've had several meetings on the Halloween parade. We're going to change it a little bit. We're going to try to make it a little later instead of light up at 4. With the parade at 4:30, we have, the last couple of years, had people that had to really rush to get home from work and get their kids ready and get them to the parade. And so we're moving it, we're lining up at 5 instead of 4. Lining up at 5 and the parade start at 5:30. And then that will be completed by 6 o'clock, and then everyone will be ready to start trick-or-treating right at that time.
And where's your lineup at the fire hall?
Lineup is at 23rd Street, in front of 1213 23rd Street. And basically it's the whole block from Nelson to Manistee Street.
We need a popcorn again?
Yep. You gonna come over and help?
Yep. How many bags?
Pardon?
How many bags?
Well, I don't know, probably a couple hundred.
Oh, I think you need a little more.
A little more? 250?
Yeah, that sounds better.
Okay. Is
Thank you.
there anything else going on with that? Just the parade then?
Nope, that's it. The parade, and then afterwards, I think that's going to be, that'll be about it. We have been working with Morton's lately. They agreed, they're going to do some work to give us access to fresh water supply for firefighting on their privately US 31. And they've also agreed to allow us to do wildfire training and rescue with our ranger with the tracks on it in the wintertime to do rescue for cross-country skiers or snowmobile rescues. So they've agreed to let us use their property. I've given them proof of insurance, our liability insurance, to show that we're covered. And so that's working out really well for us as far as training and fire protection for wildfires in that area. It works well for them too, because it protects their well area, their well buildings.
Is that it?
That's it. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Ron. Item C is the zoning administrator's report, and you can see there's been a little bit of activity there. Item D, Planning Commission. You've got the minutes in your packet, and also a copy of the ordinance to amend the zoning ordinance in your packet. I know the Planning Commission has been working along and very hard on that wind energy conversion system ordinance. They put a lot of time in on it. And, Shirley, is there anything you want to say about this?
Well, last month we introduced it.
Right.
And so now, this month we would be looking to vote on it, approve it or not. And if it's approved, then it will be made part of the ordinance. So we would need a motion to do that, for the approval.
Any questions on that?
Yeah, you wrote the part I had.
Right.
Right.
It's been,
I'm happy with it now.
But when are we ever gonna get rid of that, or finish with that wind generator ordinance?
Right now.
This is it.
this is it.
How many times you gotta publish that?
Well, it was published once. It was published as an introduction, and now if it's approved tonight, it'll get published as an approval.
Last week we
Oh,
introduced it, so, yeah.
We need a motion.
Yes.
I'll make that.
I'll second.
The motion by Williams, second by Cruz, to approve the amended zoning ordinance. wind energy conversion systems. Any comments, questions? All in favor?
No.
Nope. I'm sorry. Shorty, go ahead and call the roll.
Scarra,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Cruz,
Yes.
Walker,
Yes.
Wallo, yes, Kaczynski,
Yes.
Kalinowski.
Yes.
Under building and
One other
grounds.
thing.
Oh, okay, go ahead, Shorty.
One of the things you found in the packet or under fireplace was this capital improvement plan synopsis. And this is something the planners do every year and present it to the board about this time for approval. And this is one of the things that you used in the budget when Terry would sit down and use the budget. Looks like this. 15 to 20 to 20. There's really no changes. Some of the things on there were dropped off that we accomplished in the last year, so there's really nothing new to add. Inquiries went out to all the departments, you know, to offer their comments, so that would be part of that plan.
Okay, now are we ready
We need to vote on it.
to vote on this before we,
Yes. Accept.
okay. We've already got a motion on the floor, right?
No,
We have a motion on the floor.
not for the capital improvement plan synopsis.
Well, we have a motion on the floor for the wind conversion.
But, well, yeah, we're done with that. We had a roll call vote.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right, we did. I'm sorry. Okay. I'll make a motion that we approve this capital improvement plan synopsis.
I'll second it.
In 2020. Motion by Walker, second by Cruz, to approve the 2015 to 2020 capital improvement plan synopsis. Questions, comments?
Yeah. What, this new generator going with that?
We took it off, it was on there before, but we took it off because we already approved purchase of
This
that.
one?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's all I had.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got the motion stated, okay. All in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Building and grounds, we have bids for new tires for the township pickup truck for winter plowing. And you have in your packet 3 different bids, 2 from Manistee Tire and 1 from Parkdale Auto. Unfortunately, the tires that came on the truck didn't turn out to be very good tires for plowing snow last winter. So we're looking at purchasing a set of tires that will be better in the snow for the winter. And Bob Skier kind of headed that up, and the 3 bids you have in your package, you can see that he is, through the township board, is recommending the bid from Manistee Tire Service for the BFG all-terrain tires at a total cost of $882.84. and that is allowing $100 trade-in on tires that are currently on the truck. Markdale Auto would not allow anything on a trade-in.
You know, if you didn't trade them in, it'd be $982.
Right.
I don't think we should trade them players in. Not for $100.
No, I don't either.
Look at purchasing 4 rims and put them on there and interchange them between winter and summer. Is that what you're thinking, Tom?
Well, they got a truck, if somewhere down the road, they need tires for equipment like that. It's, to me, $100 is not enough to get for tires.
Yeah, it's really not that much considering the miles that are on those tires.
It's
Just
2 or 3.
3,000. Yeah. So. Any other comments?
I think I agree with Tom.
Pardon?
Should keep them.
I think we should just keep them and pay that extra 100, just have them put on, and we should have someplace to put them. I don't know
We
if
got
they're the
it.
same size and stuff around spot, somewhere down the road, we might need them. That's,
Yeah, but that ain't gonna be that hard to put them on either.
Well, if
With
you
the
want
rims.
to go on the highway, if you want to drive
Right.
all over them.
somewhere down the road, we can find out what rims it costs us to put on there to utilize them on a truck for summer use.
Any other comments or suggestions? Okay. Do you want to make a motion to that effect? Tom, the other?
To not trade them in, to do the deal, which would be $100 more.
Okay, so you're looking at the bid
92.
for $92.84.
$92.84.
BFG all-terrain.
Yep.
Was that wrong?
That's from Manistee Tire. Is there a second to that motion?
I'll give a second.
Okay, motion by Jinsky, second by Scarra to approve the bid for Manistee Tire Service for the purchase of 4 BFG all-terrain tires at the cost of $982.84, keeping the current tires that we have on the truck. Any questions on that? Okay. All in favor of that motion?
Okay.
Opposed? Motion carried. Elections Committee, you have the minutes in your packet. Shirley, is there anything you want to add to that, or Ed, or Dee?
Well, I would say that we did test the actual this afternoon, and that was just fine. And then to remind you all that you're not going to have your meeting on the first Tuesday next month because it will be election day. So we'll be having our meeting on the Thursday after that, the 6th.
And boy, did we check those over. 104 times for each one.
Sure seems like it.
We're gonna have the meeting on the 4th, Shirley?
No, you're not going to have the meeting on the
All
4th.
right,
It'll be
on
on the 6th.
the 11th?
No,
On the 6th.
Oh, wait, I'm looking at the wrong month.
it'll be on Thursday the 6th.
Okay, item G, PEG Commission.
The pay commission, we have lost one of our, the road commission has decided in their,
County Commission?
the road commission, not the road commission,
County Commission.
the county commission. They don't want to be on TV anymore, so they're not going to pay for it. We have a lot of students into high school, they're doing, high school, they're in a video class. They're going to be sending more tape to us so that we can put it on the air. So that should help us a little bit. So we lose a little bit of funding, but we gain some more video stuff. Anything else?
Okay, thank you. Item H, the sewer project. On that, I guess the only thing I've got to report there is Brian is in the process of crunching some numbers, and we're in the process of setting up the next meeting, and we will be calling another ad hoc sewer committee meeting at that point. New business, item A, you have in your packet the resolution to consider approving a one-year standard lighting contract with Consumers Energy, which will be effective June 1st, 2014. It's pretty much the standard procedure that got delayed a little bit because of the mapping that we were having Bob Carson do. So I would entertain a motion for approval of that resolution.
And so move.
Second.
Motion by Cruz, second by Koloneski to approve the resolution for a one-year standard lighting contract with Consumers Energy effective June 1st of 2014. Shirley, you want to call the roll, please?
Koloneski,
Yes.
Scarrow,
Yes.
Walker,
Yes.
Ball, yes, Williams,
Yes.
Kaczynski,
Yes.
Cruz.
Yes.
Okay, I put in front of you tonight a bid from Northern Pump and Well to take care of the well house 2 work that needs to be done on our pump. And on the cover page there, that was updated. Well, actually, the second page that has a total cost at the bottom of $33,221.96. That came in on Friday, I believe it was. And I called Northern Pump and Well yesterday to inquire about when they could start the work. And I didn't get a call back from them until today. And then I was in Muskegon all day, and Charlie called me this morning and told me that they had left out 2 things on their bid. And so that's added on the last page. So that cost figure goes from $33,221.96 to $38,935.96. They forgot to include on there that if the motor needs to be rewound, that would increase that amount from their $1,375 up to $2,200. And then on the original bid, there was not included the cost of a new bowl if it's required, and that would increase the cost to $6,389 for that part of it, bringing that new total up. Now, Charlie did say that, and I had him contact Mike Engels with Michigan Rural Water Association to get recommendations for companies to do that work for us, reputable companies and approximate cost and that sort of thing. And Northern Pump and Well was one of the companies that that Mike Engel's recommended to him, and that's a company that we've dealt with before. In fact, they did our appraisals on our pumps last January, and gave us that report, which, by the way, said that, if you recall, the well house 2 and 3 were going to need to be rebuilt within the next 2 to 3 years, and they were correct. But anyway, he said that these prices are very, very much in line with the other companies.
Well, we got more bids in.
I don't know if Charlie got other bids or not. This was the one that he recommended. And he's worked with them and was comfortable with them and comfortable with that bid. And after talking with Mike Engels, so that's the one that's before you tonight.
It's also critical that it gets started too.
As quick as we can.
Yeah, and
We're working on one well.
I explained to him that that was the only well that we currently have a generator on. And so if we have a power outage, we're without water. Of course, he talked about bringing a generator up to us. Put on a well house too, but it was very, very expensive. He did say that he could put a submersible pump in there. After I talked to Charlie about that, found out he can't because of the right angle in the pipe. I guess it's not straight down, whatever, so they can't do that. But they told me that they're finishing up a job, but he doesn't know if they'll get it done Friday or Monday, and then they would start this. So he's going to call me Friday to let me know whether they're going to start on Monday or Tuesday. I asked him to give me a best case and a worst case scenario. The best case scenario, it'll be down about a week. Worst case scenario, about 2 weeks, depending on what they find, what they have to do. So I guess in the meantime, pray for no power outages, and well house 4 can. Although right now, Charlie did say that the water consumption is down considerably because of the cool weather. Irrigation is done. PCA is not using near the water for cooling and so forth, and he felt like this well could, well house 3 could keep up. But
You mean well house 2? Or 3?
3.
Not a box.
Yeah. Well, and if you recall, when we had the study, and I put it in your packet last year, we had that done in January, so it would have been in your February packet. They gave us estimates at that time on rebuilding well house 2 and well house 3. I don't remember the exact numbers, but I know that one of them was 30-some thousand and the other one was 40-some thousand. I can go back and look at that report, but this is pretty much in line with that, with what they forecast for us. So, yeah, it's something that we have to do. And we do have, we did cash the CD to pay for the generator for well house 4, and we've got some funds left over from that we can put towards this. So,
Well, that one CD isn't going to cover that, is it?
well, that CD was $60,000 some odd dollars, and
Do
so
we have enough left to pay for this and the other,
You mean the generator and this?
or are we going to need to move more money?
Okay, this one and the other one, wasn't that like
that was 30. I want to say that was 38, wasn't it?
I thought so.
Yeah, 38 something.
40?
And this one's going to be in that same neighborhood.
When can you move money again?
Well, there is additional money in there right now.
So
That's
we should-
just the money
In
where?
the Water Department General Fund?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and if we're not,
It's
and
operating.
if we
Yeah.
found that we cannot do it, for a month or so, we could always do a short-term approval of a transfer from the general fund to the water, and then take care of it that way, and then pay that back.
But in November, I can move more money out of the receiving fund as
Okay.
well.
Yeah, and you did have money in the one fund in there, I remember that now.
Yeah, there's money in there.
So between that map, what's left over from the
Because
CD
there's,
that we
there's
cashed
over
there should be.
60,000 in the receiving fund right
Right.
now.
Right. So we'll have it covered.
I make a motion to do it, we have to get it done.
Yeah.
I'll support it.
Okay, motion by Cruz, second by Hachinsky to approve this bid from Northern Pump and Well.
And you'll get their workman's comp.
I had them fax that today, they faxed it today, yeah. Yeah. I got that.
Roll call.
Yes.
Kaczynski,
Yes.
Cruz,
Yes.
Sarah,
Yes.
Williams,
Yeah.
Malinowski,
Yes.
Kaczynski, sorry. Fall, what did I miss?
Yes,
Mock.
yes. Okay, item C under new business, I put in your packet a copy of policy number 2 from the road commission, which deals with abandonment and discontinuance of roads. And did I include the map too?
Yeah.
And what's been requested, well, yeah, I guess initial stages of discussion is abandonment of the west end of 27th Street, west of Manistee Street. Basically, it dead ends behind the Bungalow Inn, which they currently use for parking, and they've got gravel and so forth there. So they are requesting that small portion that's behind the Bungalow Inn be abandoned, so that they can upgrade it and use it as additional parking, clean it up some. But that's just, I guess I wanted to let you know about that. I've had discussions with Mark Solden, and he and I'll be talking about it further. It is just in the initial stages right now. But you can see what the road commission's policy is on that. So if any of you have any insights or words of wisdom to pass on that, suggestions, recommendations, now would be a good time to do that.
There's no more property owners on that?
I think it's only that.
Only the one,
We'd have to look into the north side of that. I'm not sure because that's vacant right now. That's all vacant.
we'd have to find that out.
Yeah, there's no, well, there'd be a posting,
Lot of noticing.
a lot of noticing and
And
any
the road
property owners
commission wants
within, I think it's
2,000.
300 feet are noticed. There'd have to be a public hearing on it and so forth. So it's,
They gonna pay that?
that was the impression I got from Dave Union, that they would like to, they would pay that.
What does Mark think of that?
Well, he didn't have a whole lot to say about it at the time because he, just looking at the map, he's not familiar with it and he wanted to drive it. And I was trying to picture it myself and until I went and actually drove it to see exactly what he was talking about. And then Mark had this map, he sent this map and he was looking at the map and he thought that I was talking about Maywood Street.
Yeah.
So this just came up. I think I got this Thursday or Friday last week, and I spoke with Mark on Friday, and so I know he wanted to go look at that, and I don't know if he's done that yet or not.
I would like to go look also. I'd like to get an idea of what this map certainly.
Doesn't do it justice.
No.
When you think of what you got there in a bungalow, and if you're going obviously I gotta take a look at it.
Yeah, that's, Yeah, it's a lot easier if you drive it, you can see it. I mean, I drove it and 27 extends beyond Manistee, and then all of a sudden, you're in that east drive going by the bungalow. You can either turn left and go south along the east side of the bungalow, or you can continue straight and go behind the bungalow, and then it dead ends there in the bluff. You can go on around to the west side of the bungalow.
Doesn't Maywood, I'm thinking that right away on Maywood, I've seen maps where it comes right to the highway.
It goes right to the highway.
Stop by the Clark, right?
Yeah, it goes to the center almost.
Yeah.
As she cuts by my house, she'll shoot this way. And if you look at the center of the highway over there by the bungalow, to the right, that's where she was shooting for.
But you're not saying that it goes that far now, doesn't it? Dead?
Well, it's plotted, I have a map on it, when I had my land surveyed, that they had gone to the center of the highway.
Okay.
Let's table that.
Well,
Yeah,
there isn't anything.
This is
I'm
just
not
talking.
No.
Yeah, I just want to put this in here for your information at this point.
Get some more information.
Yeah.
Well, we gain land over there now.
Pardon me?
We gain land, you fill that in, on the, toward the highway. You know, Maywood's got kind of a road going all the way to Peck's.
Oh. Public comment.
Public comments before the end of the meeting, or?
Yes, yes.
I made reference to the letter that I got from the state about the tax commission's recommendations that the board be replaced. I was wondering if all the board members had a chance to see it and read it. If not, I would like to volunteer to have it copied so that everybody can have a copy of it. It is signed and sealed by the state, and it has been signed by the director of the tax commission.
Right, Ms. Kelly Silver.
So you have all seen the document I'm referring to. I don't know how they can make it any more clear than what they say in there about what the township is supposed to do with the tax board.
Any other public comment? Okay. Anything else to come before the board tonight? Tom, do you have anything? Ed?
No.
Bruce? No, sure. Dean?
Learned a lot at that Michael Myers thing
Yeah.
that we went to, especially on the logs and everything else that we're supposed to keep. Very interesting, and that part of the legal ramifications of different areas that we talked about. But I thought it was good.
Dale? Anything? I just, two things. One, I want to remind everybody of the DDA marketing analysis that will be done on the 21st and 22nd of this month. The 21st, the meeting will be at 10 o'clock here at the hall, and you're all welcome to attend that. And then on the 22nd, that will take place at the fire hall at 6 o'clock in the evening. And again, everyone's invited to that. And then, because of that meeting on the evening of the 22nd, I will not be able to attend the last MTA County meeting of the year. So I'm looking for somebody to represent us at that meeting on the 22nd. That is at 7 o'clock at Bear Lake. So if any of you are available and interested in attending that night, it would be good for us to be represented. Just let me know.
I'll go with that.
Okay, Ed, great, thank you.
That's Bear Lake?
That's at Bear Lake, yes, at 7 o'clock.
Somebody's got to remind me.
I'll remind you.
I've got it in my cell phone calendar, that meeting date.
That's the
With the others, so-
22nd.
Yeah, when it comes up, I'll remind you.
All right.
Then, with that being said, I would entertain a motion for adjournment.
So,
I'll second.
Moved by Jachinsky, second by Skier for adjournment. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
It's gonna fall, coming down that.
I know what my knee and stuff, we're thinking about,
Yeah.